Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. So, a couple different things I want you guys to check out today. The first of which is this really strangely shaped, almost artificial looking object that was captured in a photograph taken by one of the rovers on planet Mars. And so there's two different pics of this, and each pic I'll put down below. First, we have this sort of black and white, low-resolution image, where pretty much sticking out like a sore thumb, we notice what it kind of at first looks like maybe a strangely shaped rock, but as you zoom in, it starts to take a more of a sort of like a fabricated-like structure to it. You'll notice there's a big, like almost perfect circular hole right in the middle. So then we have this other photograph, and it's actually a gigapan photo, meaning very, very high resolution, where we're zoomed all the way out here. You can see the beautiful mountains in the background, and as we zoom in here, we get a much better view of this object, which at first may have looked like a rock. And that's the question that I want to ask you guys is, does this kind of not look like a piece of metal from something, where you have this, very sharp triangular shape to it that looks, like it's been bent here and there, and then this perfectly circular hole cut right in the middle. And you'll notice as you zoom out, there are no other rocks like this or objects like this. And with all of the talk over the years and all of the other images I've shown you guys of artificial looking remnants scattered all over the Martian surface, all over the planet, and furthermore, we know that Mars at one time was likely just like another Earth. There was some sort of major cataclysm there. Some people believe that there was some sort of man-made explosion that actually occurred there, leaving the surface soaked in radiation, where it was then totally unlivable, but was then now scattered with these ancient relics that at one point may have been parts of larger machines or buildings or artificial structures. And so, yeah, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. And before we go any further, here are just a couple of other images taken from the Martian surface of some other, in my opinion, and others, highly suspect artificial-looking objects. So next today, I want to show you guys a new video of some more strange lights captured doing some even stranger maneuvers out in the sky. If you remember my video I posted just yesterday, we showed a clip of a formation of lights up in the cloudy, overcast skies of San Bernardino, California. And if you haven't seen my new video, I'll put the link to it down below. But now we have this new video from Germany of, from the distance, what appear to be just a couple of massive bright lights or orbs that can be seen doing something in the distance before finally disappearing.
Ja, ja. Ja, aber ziemlich schlecht. Ich zoome mal ein bisschen zurück. Guck, die fliegen wie die wollen.
Alter!
Aber richtig schnell, siehst du das? Guck mal.
Was ist das denn für ein Scheiß, Alter? Noch nie gesehen, so ein Quatsch.
Ich auch nicht. Aber was ist das? Guck mal.
Boah, film mal lieber über uns.
Oha. Ach du Scheiße. Fuck.
Alter, guck mal, wie die fliegen.
Ich sag doch, guck mal. Die machen, was die wollen. Aber voll schnell. Die sind ziemlich... Also, die sind schon weit weg. Jetzt überleg mal, was für eine Geschwindigkeit die... Guck, jetzt wieder weg. Einer ist verschwunden. Jetzt sind beide verschwunden.
Very, very strange piece of footage. UFOs above Germany now. Tell me what you guys think down below, and I'll put the link to this as well. And speaking of strange things in the sky, we've been talking about these clouds lately, taking on some very sharp, artificial-looking geometric shapes. And while I don't know if any of you guys are particularly religious, but after you see this, you may think otherwise. So this image and a couple of others like it were taken above Italy of a very familiar looking figure caught in the skies at just the right time, where you have the sun peeking through the clouds, and well, maybe it looks like someone you guys know or have heard of before. And it was definitely a sight to see, apparently. You had believers crying out that there had been a miracle, others believing that there was a much more natural explanation for the bizarre apparition. But nonetheless, really, really cool. You know, sometimes clouds and the sun can create some really interesting shapes in the sky that look like things we've all seen before. And this photo is definitely an example of that. So pretty cool nonetheless. And lastly today, before we go, although this story doesn't have anything to do with aliens or UFOs, it does have to do with technology. And I've done videos in the past about AI, artificial intelligence, how technology can be used for good and bad. And this is just one of those stories where I saw it and I was like, man, I gotta share it with my viewers because, in my opinion, it's one of those perfect examples of how not to use technology and computers and video. And hopefully you guys will understand my point here. So a news story was posted about this family who had taken their elderly father or grandfather to the hospital, and they were waiting for the doctor, and the nurse had told them that the doctor was making their rounds, it would be in here in a minute, and they were stunned to find out that instead of a doctor coming in to give this older gentleman what turned out to be some very sad news, they were stunned to see a doctor who was not even in the same room, but that had appeared and was being basically streamed through a video screen attached to a robot. And needless to say, the family was not happy about it. As you can see from the Fox 5 article here, doctor tells patient he doesn't have long to live through hospital robot's video screen. And I can totally understand and relate to that. I mean, can you imagine getting terrible news that had to do with your health from basically a robot, a face on a computer screen, and just how alone you would feel? I mean, in times of need, especially when it has to do with our health, I feel that we need human interaction, an actual human to be there giving us whatever news that they are, especially in cases like this, where unfortunately not long after, the older gentleman who had received this news from the computer screen, well, he is no longer with us. And so his family was totally stunned. They took cell phone video when this robot walked in to give this heartbreaking news. And well, I'll put the link down below. You can head over and watch the video. But perfect example, in my opinion, of how not to use technology and the entire story is just heartbreaking. And that just because we have the ability to do something using technology does not mean that it's always a good idea to actually do it. And with that, I'm going to jump off here. So, as always, thank you guys again. Oh, and I want to say a special thanks to a viewer by the name of Melanie from New Mexico who just sent in a picture of her wearing her newly arrived Secureteam hoodie, which she got from our online shop. The link you guys always see down in the video description. So she sent this pic over, and I promised her I would shout her out. So Melanie from New Mexico, looking good. Glad I could be there to help fill your day with at least some entertainment, some interesting news, and I appreciate all of your support, as always. So thank you again, guys. Stay tuned, stay safe, and I'll see you back in just a bit.